Hello and welcome back to another episode of Measurement in a Minute. I'm your host, 𝗦𝗧𝗔𝗬𝗧 with Lakeside Process Controls. And in today's video, we're continuing our discussion around Rosebands DP level transmitters. The last video, we discussed their many advantages. Today we're going to discuss a few limitations and maybe some applications we consider a different technology. Now, one of the biggest limitations for a DP level transmitter is the fact that it is impacted by fluid density. We have to make a density assumption when we are configuring a DP level transmitter, and that means the density is held fixed. That is not always the case. Now, some situations we might have a reactor that occurs at a specific pressure and temperature always, so maybe that's fine. But if we have other applications where there is large variability in that pressures and temperatures, we're going to see a level measurement that is proportionally in error by how much that specific gravity or that density is changing. So very important to understand. That is just one of the assumptions that goes into configuring a DP level transmitter. And if you have an application where precise level is very important, regardless of pressures and temperatures, might not be an area for a DP level transmitter. Of course, it all depends on the specific application. As well, the connections into the vessel tend to clog up over time if you do have, say, slurry applications, if you're in the pulp, maybe metals and mining industry. Those can be flushed out over time with something called flushing ports, but it's not always the easiest depending on your application. So that can be a concern. As you see here, we have these two nozzles at the top and bottom of the vessel. That area can get plugged up and cause issues over time. Not going to be as bad as, say, maybe a guided wave radar, which might get fully coated with stuff, but certainly not going to be the best compared to, say, a non-contacting radar or a radiometric gauge. Lastly, when we have a traditional DP level transmitter, which has a diaphragm and capillary seals, as you can see pictured in the illustration behind me here, if one of those seals is damaged, the entire system has to get replaced. And so that is a big disadvantage because it can be very costly. And really, if that top sensor is not damaged, what's the need to replace it? But everything comes in one sealed system, so that is a bit of a limitation. However, we do have an ERS solution, which is pictured at the very top of this slide here, which we have two different sensors connected via cable, electronic cabling. In those situations, we can actually replace one at a time, but that's only if you have our ERS solution. If you have a traditional capillary and seal system, which is very common, you do have to replace the entire DP level transmitter, both sensors and both those connections there with the transmitter. So that is one big disadvantage of a DP level transmitter. Should you have any questions about DP level transmitters or any other of our products, please reach out to us at www.lakesidecontrols.com. Thanks and have a great day.